I became the woman I needed when I was a little girl. And this is how I explained to both of my nieces the other day when they were actually messaging me, asking me to help them with the motherhood, yeah? And they didn't have the greatest examples of them because their mothers were operating from their own wounds and the pain, and they're not absolutely aware of that, what they're doing. So they come up and ask me, both of them, so which is so beautiful from both of the sides, yeah? And I said to them, you cannot blame the parents, you cannot blame the childhood, you cannot blame the circumstances where you came from. All while the pain is absolutely real, yeah? But staying there is allowing the past to control you. And at some point, a decision has to be made. You either repeat what shaped you, because repeating is, it's in a mirroring, yeah? It's in absolutely mirroring. Because you learn, so you do it, and you just go, I don't know any better. But when you become aware, you change into better, yeah? With hard work, I'll say this, yeah? So I became the woman who listens. I became the woman who holds the space for the truth, who teaches her children that their emotions are not weaknesses. And as a mother to currently now 21 years old and 25 years old children, they're adults, but they'll always be my children, yeah? So it gives you choices, you know? So healing isn't about pretending that the past did not happen. Consciousness gives you choices, yeah? Healing is refusing to let the past define what you pass forward, yeah? And when that shift happens, you don't just change your life. You change the direction of a whole generation. So I want you to know this, that when you become aware of it and you step into the consciousness and being a conscious parent, in the beginning, it's going to feel so challenging and different. And why is it going to feel so challenging and different? Because you're going on to the level which you never experienced and perhaps you never seen it. And then it's like, but how do I do this? It's all like it's almost like, I wish that I can do the video where it's like you put a foot into water and you go like, is the water hot? Is it water cold? Is it lukewarm? What is the water temperature? And so this is the thing where it's like you need to start thinking in consciousness, if I continue like this, what is the result going to be given to me or in my children? So when I become a mother, I always said this, I want to be a mother where my children are willingly sitting with me at the table. And this is the motherhood, what I created, and example is that with my children. They're not here because like mom is going to buy us this or mom is going to... No, not at all. It's like so soulful. And don't think at any point I want to give you this that we didn't have. These agreements that, for example, is that could have, I will say the word bad day, or my son 2 days ago had a headache and he was like, Mum, I've got a headache, I can't even think or he walked straight, you know. So medically he was fine. He was just overwhelmed with a few things, what was going on in his life. But I taught him to express, and I was like, okay, what can I do? Nothing, Mum, I just need my own time. So do you see how he became aware of that? Instead of going, pushing me or being angry and shouting, he didn't do that. Because equally, I didn't carry that with him. So he wasn't taught by me. Was that difficult for me? Yeah, because I come from the parenting specialist style with my dad. It was nothing like it. So I became I became a woman who I needed as a child in order for me to heal, in order for me to become, I don't want to say a better parent, but more conscious parent. So when I have got a clients coming to see me for the parenting, or it's like, usually what happens is I notice that I'm becoming like my mother and I hated my mother, so I don't want to become this. And this is again when, you know, when you become aware, but then you go like, but how do I become more aware? How do I not do that steps? Because that's what you learned. And now as an adult, you're learning a new steps. And it is absolutely possible. But you need to look at it first of all is, what did you incur in your childhood? What happened? How did it make you feel? Yeah, you were not heard, you were not listened, you were not, parents maybe didn't hold the space for you, they abandoned you, they left you because they were maybe busy with their own things. So you learn to do things on your own. And so all of that. So what did you need it as a child? And that's the first step. What I want you to have a look at. What did you need it? Try to remember when you were little. What did you need it? What did you need it? So but the best advice what I can give you for parenting is to being peaceful. And not to say it, but to show it. And the best exercise is, what I've learned is, even in nursing, yeah, because my specialty was pediatrics and emergency, two opposites, but they were great. They taught me lots of things. Is this, you sit down with a child. So when the children have got temper tantrum, we call them, yeah. I don't like labels, yeah, but I'll call it for situation of the video to explain. I say to the parents, sit down with a child. Sit down with a child. Watch them, observe them, what they're doing. As long as they're safe, sit down with them. You know, if they're doing something unsafe, obviously react appropriately what needs to be done for that situation. But sit down with them. Observe them, watch them, what they're doing. What they're doing. Because maybe they're just needing you. Maybe they don't know how to regulate themselves. And 21st century, 2026 is right now. So many parents are working 2 jobs, 1 job. So many parents are not being able to be present. And then the child comes in from childcare center home and it just wants the attention of a parent but doesn't know how to do it. So what do? Temper tantrums. They're throwing things because then they get attention of a parent. So is that what is maybe possibly happening inside of your household? Is like, and then I know parents come and see me and they go, Yella, I'm so busy, I'm so this, I'm so that. And I have to say this, and I say this as a mother. When we became parents, we need to find the time for the children that we can actually be present parents, which I know it's so challenging. It absolutely is. But when we have a children, that is the thing, what we're raising and what kind of child we are going to raise. Are they going to need therapy from us? As I look at my nieces, both of them coming to me from both of the sides, and they're just going like, I need help with these things. And because I just observe, watch, reflect, and see it, what they've learned from their mothers, because they're both from different mothers, and it's like, what did they learn, and what do they need for them to be much more peaceful? Yeah, so, and I will say this again, peacefulness, we need to find it in ourselves first before we actually, whatever we're asking of the children. If you want to have peace, if you want them not to be angry, if you want them to be communicate, well, equally, you need to do that and mirror that to the children. And then watch how the children are going to be different. But again, I will say this, they could be reactive, they're still learning, they've got their emotions going through. I know when my children were teenagers, and it was like, especially with my son, I'm going through a divorce with his dad, like he absolutely despised his dad at the time, and as much as it was painful what his dad done to us, but I was like, don't mirror that back to him. Like, deal with your things. Let's go deal with the things. Let's go have a look what it is instead of your emotions. And not to deal with his dad, it's just dealing with his own emotions, and not to mirror them to him from the pain, and not to mirror that to anyone, and just to resolve them inside. What's the bigger picture? And what was the bigger picture? You want to be felt loved, cared, feeling safe, and he didn't feel that. So therefore he was still carrying this. And as much as that is non-existent, even today's day, that's not existent from his dad, I said, you give that to yourself. You give that to yourself. I cannot replace your dad, and I'm not going to be your dad. I'm going to be your mother, but you need to give yourself that. And I taught him how to do that. And yes, there is days when it's a little bit more challenging for him, because we're humans. We have emotions. Certain things can trigger us. A birthday, or somebody says something, or he's seen another father doing everything what he is desiring to have in from his father, and he's not getting it. Then I said, one day you are going to give that to your children. And so that's it. And just become aware of it, and not hating anything. It's just becoming aware of it. Because the past shaped you for a reason, but the that doesn't mean that a pastor has to have a clause onto you and saying you need to be angry and bitter because you didn't experience certain things in your childhood. Become the parent when you need it as a child. Small steps.